This is a 30-minute yoga for runners designed to focus on the core. This is part 2 of my 3-part series. You can do this on your own or with the other 2. I'm going to go ahead into a downward facing dog. So if you did the first one, just meet back here in a downward facing dog. The first couple minutes will be the same. Bend the right knee and press the left heel down. And then switch sides, bend your left knee, press your right heel down. So deep stretch through the backs of your legs, through your hamstrings. And then pedal out the feet a few times. This is also good for cyclists. You don't necessarily need to be a runner to do this. It's just really focused on the core. And there's lots of benefits to strengthening your core if you are a runner. Go ahead and start to crawl your fingertips back towards your toes. Come to the back edge of your mat. Ragdoll here, but keep the hands on the floor. And just do the same thing. You bend your right knee, and that left leg stays straight. Deep stretch. And bend your left knee. And then just go ahead and switch it out a few times. It might feel good to bend both knees at the same time. Take a few wiggles with your hips side to side, and then walk your fingertips forward. Coming back to your downward facing dog, float your right leg up, bend your right knee, and peel your right hip open. Pull forward to a high plank as you pull your right knee into your chest. Keep your back heel lifted so you're in this runner's lunge. Prop up onto all 10 fingertips and go ahead and bounce your hips up and down a few times. Or you can move your hips forward and back a few times, getting some circulation into your hips. And then drop your back knee. Send your hips back, come to half split just for a few breaths here. Upper body releases over top of your right leg. And then walking your fingertips forward, step back into a high plank position. Take a big inhale here, then exhale into your downward facing dog. Same thing left side, so float your left leg up, bend your knee, peel your hips open. Pull forward to a high plank. As you do that, squeeze your left knee in towards your chin and then set your foot down. Make sure that the ankle is underneath your knee, and then come to all 10 fingertips. Prop your hips or move your hips up and down, and then move your hips forward and back. Carefully drop down to your back knee, send your hips back, flex your toes towards you. Upper body releases over top of your left leg. Keep breathing, keep releasing. And then go ahead and pull forward, step back into a high plank position. Core stays tight, squeeze your core, pull the top of your head forward, and then as you exhale, go back to a downward facing dog. Float your heels high, then bend your knees low and stay here. So you're in downward facing dog position with your knees hovering just a few inches above your mat. And then slowly start to walk your feet in between your hands. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold, release. Big full body stretch right here. And then fold forward. Let it all go. Inhale, lengthen halfway, so moving through a sun salutation. Step back into a high plank, lower to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll do that sun salutation 2 more times, so lift your heels high, bend your knees low. You can step or hop your feet in between your hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, release. Full body stretch. Reach high, and then sink low. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Hands go down, feet go back, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, then same thing here, one more time. Feet come in between your hands. Find a flat spine, squeeze your core in tight, and then fold forward, release. Rise up, full body stretch. And then fold forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Plant your hands, step your feet back. Coming into high plank to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Good, so really focus on squeezing the core here as you move forward into a high plank. And then drop down onto your forearms, coming into a forearm plank. Try to avoid piking your hips. Keep your core squeezing tight. You stay in your forearm plank. I'm just checking my clock. Making sure that my timing is correct, but you're in your forearm plank. You're breathing here. Full inhales, full exhales. Good. Keep pressing through your forearms. And then zip your legs together. Drop your hips to the right. Reach your left fingertips up. So coming into this side plank on your right forearm, and start to pulse your hips up and up. As you do that, squeeze your right obliques. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to your forearm plank. Stay for a few breaths. And then switch sides. Stay in your left forearm. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. You also can keep the hand behind your head, but go ahead and start pulsing. This time the left obliques are squeezing. You're doing 10 total, so 5 more, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, back to your forearms, 3 more breaths. You can always drop to your knees if you need to, but try to keep challenging yourself. It's a quick routine. And after your next exhale, go ahead and lower onto your belly. Take a baby cobra just to stretch that out. And then take your hands directly underneath your shoulders. In one piece, press up to a straight arm plank and then to a downward facing dog. From here, right foot comes in between your hands. Your back foot is flat. Warrior one shape with your legs. Stay low with the upper half of your body so your chest is lifted off of your thigh. Your hips are square and your arms are reaching back behind you like airplane arms. Good, now reach your arms overhead, but still keep the upper body exactly where it is. Good, then go ahead and inhale, reach all the way up, warrior one. Pause for a few breaths. And then open out into warrior two. Good. From here, inhale, reverse your warrior leg stay, but all this movement comes from your core. And then as you exhale, come into the side angle. And go ahead and do that again. Inhale, reach up and back. And then exhale, side angle, reach overhead. Inhale, reach up and back. All the movement from the center of your body. Good. And right arm to your thigh. Hold this here in your side angle. And still keep the focus on the core. So you are getting a hip release. You are stretching through the upper half of your body. You're strengthening through your legs. But feel both sides of your waist long here. Top of your head is pulling forward. Good. Then using the core, lift yourself back up. Reverse your warrior. And then take it into a high plank. Stepping back. And then reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. Side plank. Go back to your hip pulses, 10 of them, squeezing and lifting. Good, then reach the left arm overhead. Float your left leg high. As you inhale, reach. As you exhale, squeeze elbow and knee together. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze, tighten through your core. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. Actually, we have one more. And then go ahead and reach the arm high. High plank to low plank. Inhaling, upward facing dog. And then exhale, squeeze your lower abs in, downward facing dog. Left side warrior one. So set your legs up. Keep your hips square. And then sweep the arms back behind you like airplane arms. Your core is tight, so that chest is lifted off of your thigh, not collapsing, but still staying low. Feel your spine long. And then reach the arms overhead. Stay for a few breaths. Good, then reach all the way up to warrior one. Take your hands to heart center. Open up to warrior two. Set up your position with your legs, front heel in line with your back center arch. Then inhale, reverse. Movement from your core. As you exhale, side angle, reach overhead. And then inhale, reaching up and back. Exhale, side angle, reaching forward. Inhale, reverse, Last time here, and then hold this one in your side angle. And again, keep the focus on the core. So even if you have to come up a little bit to feel both sides of your waist squeezing, and then go ahead and come back up all the way to reverse your warrior, inhaling, and then exhale, high plank, step your feet back, then drop your heels to the left, your right fingertips reach high. And once you're in this position, start to pulse your hips up and up. Yeah, you can make it more challenging by floating your right leg up for those pulses. You can always modify by dropping your bottom knee down. But then from here, go ahead and reach your arm and leg long. Inhale, and then as you exhale, squeeze knees and elbows together. Top elbow, top knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze, contract. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. Then go ahead and reach up towards the ceiling. Place your hands down, high plank to low plank. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, pull forward to high plank. And then drop to your right forearm and then your left forearm. Then press up to your right hand and left hand. Again, right forearm, right hand, left hand. The challenge here is to keep your core tight and your hips still. Keep moving through this. Keep breathing. And then next time you're on both of your forearms, stay there, pause, breathe. Pull your hips up towards your rib cage. Pull your navel in towards your spine. Keep the back of your neck long. Now start with your left hand. Press your left hand, left forearm, right forearm. Again, left hand, forearm, and forearm. And moving through that a few more times. And when you get to a straight arm plank, stay there. Micro bend through your elbows, flatten everything out. Then take your right hand to meet your left shoulder. Set it down, left hand to meet your right shoulder. And then keep moving through that for about 30 seconds. So again, you're trying as much as possible to keep the rest of your body still, except for that hand and arm that's moving and tapping the opposite shoulder. Good. Now go ahead and shift back into a downward facing dog. Breathe. Right foot in between your hands. Release the back leg, come into a crescent lunge, and then a twist. So you can either keep that back leg down, or you can come into full expression of crescent lunge. Yeah, but wherever you are, you're hinging forward from your waist and twisting. And again, keep the focus on the core. Keep thinking and focusing on that area you're working. You can stay or split your palms. But with that breath, with that exhale, I want you to squeeze and rinse out all of the air. And from here, go ahead and take your palms back to heart center, face forward, and float your back leg up. Come to airplane. So in airplane, fingertips are reaching back. Your chest is lifted high. That back leg is active here. And then go ahead and fold your legs so you come into Utkatasana and go back to your twist. So hips are low. Legs are together and twisting the same direction. Your left elbow is outside your right thigh. And you can stay, you can split your palms and keep focusing on squeezing the core as much as you can so you get all the air out with your exhales. Go ahead into a forward fold, release. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Again, forward fold, release. Rise up to standing, full body stretch, and then take some side stretches here. So grab your left wrist with your right thumb and forefinger and stretch up and over to the left side. And then go ahead and switch, stretching up and over. Keep the weight even in your feet. Good, then release. Big full body stretch, reach high. Sink low, forward fold. Lengthen halfway, hands down, feet back. High plank to low plank. Upward facing dog. downward facing dog. Left foot comes in between your hands, coming into crescent lunge. So either full expression of crescent, or you always have the option to drop your back knee down. Wherever you are, your palms come together to heart center, and then twist from your waist. Good. Full breaths here. You can keep the hands together or open up. And then upper body faces forward. Float your right leg coming into airplane. Chest lifts, fingertips reach. And then land back in your Utkatasana. Hands come to heart center, and then take your twist. Right elbow, left thigh. Drop your hips a little bit lower. Heart lifts up a little bit higher. Stay or split your palms. And then come into a forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Squeeze your core in tight, then forward fold, release. Rise up to standing. Maybe you arch back right here. And then forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Hands down. Step or hop your feet back. Land in chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Now from here, you're going to move from your downward facing dog, bend your knees low, and take your feet in between your hands. Lengthen halfway, fold forward, release. Go back to Utkatasana with the hands overhead, or arms overhead, fingertips reaching. And in this Utkatasana, with every inhale, reach up a little bit higher. Every exhale, sink your hips a little bit lower. Inhale, reach a little bit higher. Exhale, sink your hips a little bit lower. And keep doing this, and each time you exhale, your hips get a little bit lower and lower, eventually landing on your mat, and you make your way into boat. So in boat, lots of different modifications you can do. You can always grab behind your thigh. You can extend the legs straight or keep them bent. You can also keep your toes connected to your mat. Arms can be reaching forward. You can reach the arms overhead. Good, then go ahead and release out of that. Cross your ankles. Go ahead right back into it, into boat. Yeah, if you want more, reach your arms overhead, and then we're going to lower down and then lift back up. So I'm going to show you 2 of these. So you can keep the arms overhead, or you can keep the hands behind your thighs to modify. But choose what you're going to do, and go ahead and do 5 of them. So lower down as you inhale. Yeah, go ahead, lower down as you inhale. And then as you exhale, squeeze, lift right back up. And then again, inhale, lower down. Exhale, squeeze, lift right back up. Inhale, lower down. Squeeze to lift. Lower down. Squeeze to lift. 1 more. And then hold this one low, but hold it in a hover. So your shoulders are lifted a few inches off of your mat. Drop your heels a little bit lower so your feet are just a few inches. Lift, breathe, and then release. Now go ahead and come into eagle. Right leg comes over, right arm comes over. Inhale, lengthen, then exhale, squeeze your knees and elbows together. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, squeeze. 2 more times. Good. On this next one, hold it up at your highest point, elbows and knees together. Squeeze a little bit tighter, then take it to pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unravel. Go to your left side right away. So that left leg goes over, left arm comes under. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, squeeze your knees and elbows together. You can modify this. If you can't get the legs to hook, you can just take the foot on top of your thigh. If you can't hook your elbows, you can just cross your arms and hands touch to the opposite shoulder. Go ahead and do 1 more. And on this next one, squeeze the knees and elbows together and hold it. Hold it at your highest point, and then pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing out of that. and hands come behind your head. Go ahead and bicycle it here. So take the knees to 90-degree angle. So not into the chest. Knees are right over top of your hips. And then start by taking opposite elbow to opposite knee, rotating from the core. So think strength versus momentum here. So you're not just swinging the elbows side to side. You're really squeezing the core to move the shoulders and move the elbows. Now hold right elbow to the left knee and move into pulses, 10 of them. After you're done with 10, take the left elbow to the right knee and pulse for 10. And then go ahead and back to the rotations a few times. Opposite elbow, opposite knee. You keep going. Just switching and switching. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hug your knees into your chest. Set your feet about hip width apart, fingertips reaching towards your heels. For these ones, you can reach inside the ankle or outside. Inside is a little bit bigger range of motion. And when you reach inside, I want you to see if you can grab a hold of your ankle and squeeze the obliques here. So use the breath. As you inhale, the upper body's at center, and then as you exhale, reach to the right. Then inhale, upper body center, exhale, reach to the left. So you're moving slow through these, 5 on each side. And make sure you're doing full exhales. So try not to rush it. And keep both shoulder blades lifted off of your mat through this. And after you're done with 5 on each side, go ahead and release. Take your hands behind your head and just basic crunches here. Just about 10 of them. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then start to rock and roll forward and back, forward and back. Once you gain enough momentum here, you're going to land back into boat pose just for about 5 breaths. Keep the work in your core. And then cross your ankles. Make your way into a downward facing dog. Good. From this downward facing dog, go ahead and float your right leg high. Keep your hips square. Press your heel back. Take a big giant inhale. As you exhale, pull forward, right knee into your chin. Then inhale, kick it back, 3-legged dog. Pull forward, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, 3-legged dog, right knee back to the center. Inhale, 3-legged dog, right knee, left tricep. Inhale, 3-legged dog, pull forward, knee to the center. Hold it here, hold it, hold it. Good, now take the right knee to the right elbow and pull it in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it across your body to the left elbow, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it to the center, pull it forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then land in half pigeon, right side. Deep hip release here, not here long, but fold forward. Good, you should feel your right hip releasing here. And then go ahead and start to crawl up. Long arms. Plant your hands down and step your right foot back. Make your way into downward facing dog and repeating that with the left leg. So left leg floats high, big inhale. Exhale, knee to chin. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chin. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Left knee, right tricep. And then one more time. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Full exhale, squeeze all the air out, knee towards your chin. Try to get it to touch. And now take your left elbow to your left knee to left elbow and pulse 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left knee, right elbow, pull it forward, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left knee to the center, pull it forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then land in half pigeon, left side. few more breaths. And then go ahead and start to walk your fingertips towards your hips. And this time, come onto all fours. And from all fours, cat-cow breath. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest. Exhale, round your spine, just to reset your spine right here. Then come to a neutral spine. Kick your right leg back and reach the left arm overhead. Take a big inhale as you lengthen and reach. As you exhale, squeeze your knee and elbow together. Then inhale, lengthen, reach. Exhale, squeeze your knee and elbow together. Inhale, lengthen, reach. Exhale, squeeze your knee and elbow together. Inhale, lengthen, reach. Now take your left arm to the left, right leg to the right. I'll show you from a different angle so you can see, but you're balancing on your right hand and left knee, and you're keeping your core tight, working on balance and stability here while you strengthen through the center of your body. And then take everything back to center, set it all down, and switch sides. So left leg, right arm. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, elbow, knee squeeze together. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, squeeze. Lengthen, reach, exhale, squeeze. Lengthen, reach. And then take your right arm to the right, left leg to the left. Good, go to where you can, then lift up 1 inch higher with your hand and with your leg. And then take everything back to center before you set it all down and come standing on your knees. So big stretch to the front side of your body, coming into camel. Hands press into your lower back, your elbows and shoulders squeeze together. And you want to keep your hips over top of your knees and then just start to press your hips forward and arch back. Look up towards the ceiling and just go to where you can. Make sure you're feeling the stretch through the front side of your body. You can also take your hands to your ankles or your heels. After a few breaths, go ahead and come out of that. And go ahead and transition onto your backside. And once you're on your backside, go ahead and come into a happy baby, reaching inside or outside your feet. Hip release right here. Pull your knees down towards your shoulders. And then as you come out of that, take your arms out to a T shape, keep the knees together, and then drop your knees to the left, eye gaze over to the right, both shoulder blades connected to your mat. Twisting it out, rinsing it out right here. And then back to center, switching sides. Knees to the right, eye gaze to the left. And then back to center, give yourself a tight squeeze. And then go ahead and release into your Shavasana. So final resting pose. And you can just stay here as long as it feels good, or you can move on to the third video. But we're going to wrap things up right here. Namaste.